And see, it is not different from your textbook. Actually, I have copied the thing from the textbook and pasted it in the PPT form. Okay, so there are no difference. Directly, I have copied. If you want to means if you want to collect this PPT, then you can ask me also. I will provide. But there are no difference between the book content and that PPT content. Okay. Now, you tell me to solve algebraic problem means problems in algebra. What are the requisites? What we require to solve some algebraic problems? We need some formula, right? Without formula or axiom, we cannot solve uh, algebraic problems. Like
Yes, sir.
a plus b whole square, a plus b whole cube, then that several type of problem, several type of formulas you have in algebra. So like in logic also, uh, actually uh, in logic chapter I am telling. So in logic chapter there have some rules or principles which we need. What is the need of it? Rules or principles. So the need of these principles or rules is that we can find the meaning of some mathematical statements. Okay, now given some mathematical statements, we can find some precise meaning of it by using some principles or rules. And this set of principles or rules are called logic. Okay, these are the theoretical thing. Later on, means there are no use of it. These are the basics. Okay, you need to know what is logic and what is the use of logic. So, what we do by using this set of principles? As I told that we find the meaning of mathematical statements, and in which way? So we will verify whether some given mathematical statements they are valid or invalid. So we will check the validity of mathematical arguments by using logic. Okay, that is our final goal. We will check the validity of mathematical arguments or mathematical statements. So here mathematical statements means that maybe some mathematical expression or maybe some English sentence also. Later on you will see what are the mathematical statements. So mathematical, as I told, mathematical statements, that may be some mathematical expression or that may be any English sentence. Okay, now I'm directly coming to the main content. So it is starting from proposition. Actually, the logic chapter, it is starting from proposition. So all of you know that to construct a house, okay, to construct a house, what are the basic needs or what is the uh, basic things we require? That is brick, right? To building a house, we need bricks.
Yes.
So similarly here, to check the validity of mathematical statements, the basic things in logic, that is proposition. मतलब you can compare proposition with brick. Okay, जैसे हाउस में brick यूज होता है वैसे लॉजिक में proposition ही वो brick का काम करता है. So that is the primal thing. So that is why there have a line that um, propositions are the basic building blocks. Okay, propositions are the basic building blocks. Now let us come to the formal definition. What are the propositions? See, a proposition is a declarative sentence which is either true or false but not both. So there are two criteria to be a proposition. What are the criteria? A sentence that should be declarative, and the sentence is either true or false, but it cannot be both. Okay, so these are the two things. A sentence मतलब proposition क्या है? Proposition, that is a mathematical statement which is nothing but a sentence. Okay, it should be declarative and it is either true or false. So what is meant by declarative sentence? So a sentence,
Fact is stated, not a question or anything else.
it should not be a question. It should means it declares some fact, right? A sentence which declares some fact, that is declarative sentence. Agar if there have any question mark or means this kind of things, then it is not declarative. So again I am repeating, what is a proposition? A proposition is a declarative sentence. मतलब इंग्लिश में जो सेंटेंस होता है ना, वही सेंटेंस का बात कर रहा हूँ. तो declarative sentence which is either true or false. Now coming to example, you see the examples carefully, you will learn through this example. Okay, here Washington DC, it is a sentence. These are four examples. Okay, four different examples, 1 2 3 4. So example number one, Washington DC is the capital of United States of America. So what do you think? It is declarative sentence?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So first criteria, it passed. Right. Now second criteria, whether it is true or false.
Sir, true.
True. If you have sufficient general knowledge, then you can tell whether it is true or false. But means we can determine, we can judge that it is either true or false. मतलब it cannot be both, और मतलब कुछ भी नहीं होगा ऐसा भी नहीं है. राइट, मतलब ये या तो ट्रू है और फॉल्स है, ये हम लोग मतलब जज कर सकते हैं. राइट, मतलब तुमको पता नहीं है कि ये ट्रू है कि नहीं, but still you can conclude that it is a proposition because it is either true or false. जिसके पास जनरल नॉलेज होगा वो एग्जैक्टली बोल सकते हैं कि या इट इज ट्रू. तो द सेंटेंस, द फर्स्ट सेंटेंस, it is what, declarative sentence, and it is true, therefore it is a proposition. Fine. Second example, you see, it is same as one, right? Same type. Toronto is the capital of Canada. Same type. Here it is declarative sentence, and if you have the general knowledge, then you can tell whether it is true or false.
Sir, Ottawa is the capital.
False.
Huh?
False.
Ottawa is the capital of Canada.
Yes.
That means it is what? It is false.
False,
False.
false.
So declarative sentence and false. Therefore, it is a proposition. Right. Now, so 1 and 2, these are some English sentence based on general knowledge. Okay. Now see, example number 3. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So it is a mathematical statement. Right. It is a mathematical statement. Now, is it declarative?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
because it is giving a conclusion that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, मतलब एक के साथ एक जुड़ने से दो दो होता है. It is declaring something. So it is declarative, and all of you know that it is true. So number 3, it is a proposition. And number 4, 2 plus 2 is equal to 3. Same as 3, only the truth value, it is what? It is false.
False.
So it is declarative and false. Therefore, it is a proposition. So statements, all these four statements are propositions, right? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fine. Now, see, again, I have considered four examples. Now, example number one, what time is it? What time is it? Is it a proposition?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
No, sir.
No, because there have a question mark. That means it is not declarative, right? So, not declarative means not a proposition. Read this carefully. Is it a proposition?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No reason.
It
True,
is not
false.
a true,
It
false,
cannot
not
be
no.
true, false is not determined.
No, it is also not declarative,
It is a
right?
command kind of statement.
It is a command.
It is not declarative. Next three.
No.
no, sir, it's not.
No, sir.
No. What is the reason?
Variable.
Because it's either true or false. It may or may not be true.
Neither true nor false. Means it is declarative. Something plus something is equal to something. Okay. But here we cannot determine whether it is true or false. So we can say it is uh, neither true nor false. So it is not a proposition. And keep in mind, कि whenever there is a sentence which contains some variable, whether it is a sentence or whether it is a mathematical expression, okay, if it contains some variable, then it cannot be a proposition. याद रहेगा? Again, I am repeating, if
Yes, sir.
a sentence or if any mathematical statement contains a variable, it cannot be a proposition. So x plus 1 is equal to 2. Don't means solve it, okay. ऐसे कोई कोई करता है कि सॉल्व करके बोल दे कि x 1 होगा तो ये ट्रू होगा, मतलब x क्या है वो तो हम लोग को नहीं पता. आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज द डोमेन, ओके. तो सॉल्व करके x का वैल्यू निकल के फिर ट्रू बोल दिया एंड हेंस इट इज अ प्रोपोजिशन. डोंट डू इट. So if again I am repeating, if a mathematical statement contains any variable, then it is not a proposition. So example number 3, it is not a proposition. Example number 4, it contains 3 variables, so it is also not a proposition, right?
Yes.
Now you can read this, what I told, those are written here. So here it is written that if you assign some particular values of these variables, then it will be a proposition, right? Otherwise not. You have to assign some particular value of the variable. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Guys, are you getting?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Subhra raised her hand. Subhra, any query?
No, sir, by mistake it got touched just now.
Okay. Okay, now you tell me. Now I am going to ask you some questions related to that proposition. If you are confident, then you come forward and tell me. You want to who want to answer? Tell me. Anyone? Honoru.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm showing you. These are some exercise problems from the textbook. You try to answer. So, can you see question number one?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You just tell me whether it is a proposition or not. Okay, no need to mention the truth value. Uh,
Yes,
so,
sir.
so tell me 1A, Onuru, 1A,
Yes, sir. It is the proposition.
it is a proposition. Correct. Then 1B,
Yes, sir. It is a proposition.
1B, it is a proposition. Actually, these types I have already told. 1C,
Yes, sir. It is a proposition.
proposition. 1D,
Yes, sir. Proposition.
proposition. 1E,
So not a proposition.
not a proposition. Good. 1F,
Not a proposition.
not a proposition. Very good. So, everyone clear?
Yes.
What I told?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, we will answer another question. Garvit. Okay, Garvit, he raised his hand from the previous question. So, Garvit, Garvit,
Yes, sir.
okay, see the questions. Question number two. Okay, everyone listen. Question number two, you have to tell whether these are propositions or not. So, 2A, do not pass go. Do
Sir,
not
no,
pass.
sir.
Huh?
Not a proposition, sir.
Not a proposition. Because it is not declarative, right? 2B, what time is it? Already I discussed.
Sir, not a proposition.
Not a proposition. 2C,
Sir, yes, sir.
yes, it is a proposition. 2D,
Not a proposition.
not a
Because of
proposition
the variable.
because it contains variable, so it is neither true nor false. And 2E,
Yes, sir, it is a proposition.
it is a proposition, and I think everyone knows that it is what? False. The
Yes,
man
sir.
is made of green cheese. It is false. And 2F,
Sir, not a proposition because of the variable.
again it contains a variable. See, that is not an equality. That is inequality. Whatever it is a mathematical expression, and which contains a variable. Therefore, it is not a proposition. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So, if you have understood the definition of proposition, then you got 2 marks in quiz test. Okay, because एक क्वेश्चन तो आएगा ये whether that is a it is a proposition or not. Fine. Now I am coming to notation. Notation of a proposition. So suppose a proposition is used repeatedly. Okay, in a mathematical argument, we are using a proposition repeatedly. So it will be a laborious job to write the same sentence again and again, isn't it? जैसे इंग्लिश में क्या करते हैं, पहले मतलब कोई एक सेंटेंस लिख दिया, किसी के बारे में लिख दिया, उसके बाद लिखते हैं कि ही और सी, ऐसे लिखते हैं ना। तो वो छोटा करने के लिए यहाँ पे भी टू टू मिनिमाइज और
Yes, sir.
टू राइट इन शॉर्ट, we what we do, we will use some English alphabets, okay, to denote propositions. मतलब अभी अभी के मतलब इसके बाद जब भी एक प्रोपोजिशन एक से ज्यादा टाइम यूज होगा तो उस टाइम में हम लोग वेरिएबल यूज करेंगे। लाइक if we want to write a program based on some mathematical statements, fine, computer program I am telling, तो वो सेंटेंस मतलब इंग्लिश सेंटेंस हम लोग लिखते हैं क्या प्रोग्राम में?
No, sir.
क्या करते हैं, मतलब पहले डिफाइन कर लेते हैं एक वेरिएबल से। इन कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम फर्स्ट वी डिफाइन समथिंग बाय वेरिएबल, देन we use the variable again and again,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Here also means for some mathematical validity of mathematical arguments you can write a program, तो वो प्रोग्राम लिखने के लिए एक्चुअली ये नोटेशंस यूज तुमको करना पड़ेगा। So what we are doing that here I am denoting some proposition by English alphabet, like P, Q, R, S. Here P is a proposition, Q is a proposition, R is a proposition, S is a proposition. In this way, we can write the proposition or we can denote the proposition. Okay. So, and you know that for each proposition there have a truth value, either it is true or it is false. So if the truth value is true, then we will write capital T. Okay. Later on, we will form truth table, and in the truth table we write T and F only. So that is why I am showing that whenever a proposition is true, then we will denote it by capital T, and whenever a proposition is false, then we will denote it by capital F. But T and F these are not notation for the proposition, मतलब ये truth value का notation है। Are you getting? T and F जो है ये truth value का notation है, and P Q R S जो दिखाया यहाँ पे these are notation for propositions. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. See, I am showing you a proposition. It is an esteemed institution in Odisha. No doubt it is a proposition, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if we want to denote it by some variable, तो वो कैसे डिनोट करेंगे? तो डिनोट करेंगे ऐसे कि कोई भी एक वेरिएबल ले लेंगे, कोई भी एक इंग्लिश अल्फाबेट। तो यूजुअली वी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम पी, तो पी लिखेंगे, उसके बाद एक कोलन डालेंगे, पी देन कोलन, देन you write the proposition. Okay. So that means what? We are denoting the proposition KIIT is an esteemed institution in Odisha by the letter P, small p. Okay. जब यहाँ पे ये ये नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है कि व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस नोटेशन, बाद में पता चलेगा कि व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज ऑफ दिस नोटेशन.
Okay, sir.
You can denote it by any other variable also. You can denote it by q, you can denote it by r. That is your choice. What is the truth value? That is depending on you.
True.
Okay. It is in general true. Now coming to types of proposition. So there are two types, atomic proposition and compound proposition. Atomic means what? देखो ये मतलब एक्चुअली नाम से ही पता चलता है. एटॉमिक मींस जिसको तोड़ा नहीं जा सकता, राइट? दैट इज द स्मॉलेस्ट पार्ट, जिसको और तोड़ा नहीं जा सकता. तो यू नाउ यू कैन सी द डेफिनेशन. एटॉमिक प्रोपोजिशंस क्या है? तो प्रोपोजिशंस दैट कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्रेस्ड in terms of simpler propositions are called atomic proposition. मतलब एक प्रोपोजिशन को अगर हम लोग एक से ज्यादा प्रोपोजिशन के टर्म में अगर नहीं लिख सकते, देन इट इज एटॉमिक प्रोपोजिशन. एंड कॉन्ट्ररिली यू कैन से अगर एक प्रोपोजिशन को हम लोग तोड़ सकते हैं, मीन्स इफ वी कैन एक्सप्रेस a proposition into two or more simpler propositions, then it is compound proposition. Okay.
Yes.
Any doubt? देखो
Sir, any example of this?
हाँ, definitely I will show you. But ये डेफिनेशन बहुत ही सिंपल है. एक है कि जिसको तोड़ा जा सकता है, एक है जिसको तोड़ा नहीं जा सकता. अगर तोड़ा नहीं जा सकता मतलब एटॉमिक, अगर तोड़ा जा सकता है मतलब compound. Yeah, if you can see that whether it is a combination of two or more propositions, then it is compound. I'm now showing. You tell me, KIIT is an esteemed institution in Odisha. What do you think? It is atomic or compound?
Sir, compound.
Atomic compound.
Compound. कैसे फिर compound होगा तो कैसे लिखोगे?
Atomic.
Sir, we
Kit
can.
KIT is an esteemed institution and KIT is in Odisha.
ऐसे लिख सकते हो. But in the present form, you can say it is atomic. देखो अगर ऐसे लिखा रहता कि KIIT is an esteemed, as you told, KIIT is an esteemed institution and KIIT is in Odisha. अगर ऐसे लिखा रहता, then it is compound. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Like I am showing more examples here. These propositions 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me, 1, is it atomic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. 2,
Atomic.
Atomic.
3,
Also atomic.
Atomic.
atomic, and 4, atomic. All these propositions are atomic propositions. But if I write, see, I am writing a new one. I am modifying this. Example number 2. Toronto is the capital of Canada and 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. However, there are no connection between these two, but I can write Toronto is the capital of Canada and 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So what is it? What type of proposition it is?
Compound.
Sir, compound.
Compound. Because it is a combination of two atomic propositions, right? So it is a compound proposition. अगर and के जगह पे और भी लगाते, then also it is compound. Okay? And ये जो लिख रहे हैं ना and or, these are actually connectives. These are called logical connectives. तो इसके बारे में बाद में बताऊंगा कि व्हाट आर द लॉजिकल कनेक्टिव्स।
सर
हाँ,
फिर एक स्टेटमेंट लिखा है जैसे प्रोपोजिशन 1 एंड 3 का जो स्टेटमेंट है उसके बारे में कुछ कह सकते हैं हम लोग अभी?
रिपीट।
जो एक लास्ट स्टेटमेंट जो लिखा है प्रोपोजिशन 1 एंड 3 आर ट्रू वेयर एज 2 एंड 4 आर फॉल्स, उसके बारे में कुछ कह सकते हैं?
इसके बारे में मतलब ये लिखना जरूरी है कि नहीं, ये बोल रहे हो?
जैसे इसके बारे में कंपाउंड है या एटॉमिक, और ये
No, no.
कहते हैं
मतलब ये तो जस्ट ट्रूथ वैल्यू क्या है वो लिखा गया है यहाँ पे, ठीक है।
इसमें बता सकते हैं कि नहीं इसके एटॉमिक होगा या नहीं, इस तरह जैसे ऐसे तो कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन दे नहीं रहा है ऐसे डायरेक्टली,
आई एम
पर
नॉट
बता
गेटिंग क्वेश्चन, ऐसे बता सकते हैं मतलब।
एटॉमिक है या नहीं मतलब।
वो तो क्वेश्चन में अगर पूछेगा देन यू राइट ना कि whether it is atomic or not. Here all the statements are atomic, right? ये जो एग्जांपल है यहाँ पे 1 भी एटॉमिक, 2 भी एटॉमिक, 3 भी एटॉमिक, 4 भी एटॉमिक। मतलब that is a different question. I was asking about whether these are atomic or compound. तो अगर ऐसे क्वेश्चन होगा then you write all these 4 are atomic propositions. Are you getting, or actually your question is not clear to me?
तो देख लास्ट स्टेटमेंट जो लिखा है जो प्रोपोजिशन 1 एंड 3 वाला जो स्टेटमेंट,
हाँ, ये तो डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन था इसमें। एक्चुअली इसमें क्या था, इस क्वेश्चन ये था कि ये जो 4 दिया है ये प्रोपोजिशन है कि नहीं, एंड व्हाट आर द ट्रूथ वैल्यू, व्हाट आर द ट्रूथ वैल्यू, मतलब वो पूछा गया था क्वेश्चन में, इसीलिए ये लास्ट लाइन लिखा है।
नो सर वो नहीं बोल रहे हैं, जैसे कि अगर इस टाइप को स्टेटमेंट दिया हो तो इसमें हम बता सकते हैं कि नहीं कि ये मतलब कंपाउंड है या मतलब एटॉमिक, इसके अगर इस टाइप को स्टेटमेंट दिया हो तो।
मतलब ये स्टेटमेंट के बारे में एग्जैक्टली बोल रहे हो?
यस सर।
प्रोपोजिशन 1 एंड प्रोपोजिशन 3 आर ट्रू, ऐसे बोल रहे हो?
वेयर एज वाला भी सर मिला के दोनों, ऐसे कुछ बता सकते हैं कि नहीं?
हाँ, एक्चुअली ये भी बता सकते हैं कि दिस स्टेटमेंट इज कंपाउंड, प्रोपोजिशन 1 एंड 3 आर ट्रू, प्रोपोजिशन 1 ट्रू, प्रोपोजिशन 3 ट्रू, मतलब ये कंपाउंड प्रोपोजिशन है, मतलब हाँ यस।
वेयर एज को साथ में ले तब
अगर दोनों को साथ में लिखोगे हाँ देन ऑल्सो इट इज ए कंपाउंड प्रोपोजिशन, मतलब ये पहले तो यही कंपाउंड है ना, तो इसके साथ जो भी लिखोगे मतलब अल्टीमेटली इट विल बी कंपाउंड।
ओके सर।
ये भी कंपाउंड है, ये भी कंपाउंड है, दो कंपाउंड का कॉम्बिनेशन दैट इज आल्सो कंपाउंड।
So means prepositions with conjunctions are compound prepositions. So जिस prepositions में conjunctions use हुआ है तो वो compound prepositions होंगे।
हाँ, यस। Okay, now coming to negation of a proposition. So given a proposition, what is the negation of it? So the notation for negation of a proposition, say P be a proposition, okay, any type of matlab proposition, let P be a proposition. Then the notation for negation of proposition, it is this. In book you will find another notation, that is this, okay. So you can use any, ये भी निगेशन का सिंबल है, ये भी निगेशन का सिंबल है। तो द नोटेशन इट इज निगेशन ऑफ पी, एंड व्हाट इज द स्टेटमेंट फॉर द निगेशन ऑफ ए प्रोपोजिशन, मतलब इंग्लिश सेंटेंस में अगर लिखेंगे तो व्हाट विल बी द स्टेटमेंट। तो द इजीएस्ट form of negation of a statement is this: it is not the case that P. So negation of a proposition P, इसका statement क्या होगा? It is not the case that P. That is the simplest form, means easy, not simplest, इट इज द इजीएस्ट फॉर्म. सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म अलग हो सकता है, मतलब निगेशन कैन बी रिटन इन मेनी वेज, but it is the easiest way. Without thinking anything, you can write negation of P in this way. Fine. It is not the case that P. So I will show some examples. So it is the truth table of negation. Truth table. Okay. So P and negation of P into columns I have written. So if the proposition is true, then its negation truth value will be false, and if the proposition is false, then negation of the proposition will be true. Right. कोई भी एक स्टेटमेंट ट्रू है मतलब उसका निगेशन फॉल्स होगा, कोई भी स्टेटमेंट
Yes.
फॉल्स है मतलब उसका निगेशन ट्रू होगा. सिंपल केस. सो ऐसे एक टेबल बना देंगे तो इट इज कॉल्ड ट्रूथ टेबल फॉर निगेशन. दैट इज फॉर एनी पी, मतलब पी कुछ भी हो, पी कोई भी प्रोपोजिशन हो, उसका ट्रूथ टेबल यही होगा. फाइन. एनी डिफिकल्टी इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग? टेल मी.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now let us see some example of negations or how to write negation of a proposition. Okay, so here the question is find the negation of the proposition. So proposition we are denoting it by small p. So what is the proposition? Michael's PC runs Linux. So Michael's PC runs Linux. It is the proposition. We have to write the negation of it. So in short, I can write negation of P. That is the notation. And what will be the statement? What will be the statement here for negation of P? So देखो, as I told, the easiest way without thinking anything, according to the definition you can write. So what is the definition, or what definition says? You write it is not the case before the proposition. Okay, proposition से पहले you add the phrase it is not the case that, then it will be negation always. Fine. So I have shown that it is not the case that the same proposition means P. You write it is not the case that Michael's PC runs Linux. That is negation. Now you can think the simplest one also. मतलब ये उतना सिंपल नहीं दिख रहा है. However, the writing technique it is easier, but it not look simpler, right? So you can write in simplest way. What is the simplest way to write the negation of this statement?
सर टू ऐड अ नॉट. सर अगर हम लोग स्टेटमेंट में नॉट ऐड कर देंगे.
हाँ, you tell me the complete statement.
Michael's PC doesn't runs Linux.
Michael's PC does not run Linux. Yes.
सर अगर हम ऐसा लिखें माइकल पीसी रन्स विंडोज तो वो
हैं?
भी माइकल पीसी रन्स विंडोज
No, no, no.
वो नहीं होगा.
लिनक्स का नेगेटिव मतलब विंडोज नहीं बोल सकते ना.
ओके.
ऐसे तो और भी ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होगा,
यस सर.
तो ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते. तो देखो, सो ये इट इज वन केस, ये एक तरीका है. एंड देयर हैव another case as I have told, Michael's PC does not run Linux. So both are correct. Okay, तुम कैसे भी लिखो मीनिंग नेगेटिव होना चाहिए. मीनिंग शुड बी नेगेटिव. ऐसे जरूरी नहीं कि डेफिनेशन में जैसे बोला गया है इट इज नॉट द केस पी ऐसे ही लिखना है, ये जरूरी नहीं है. तुम खुद से भी नेगेशन बना के लिख सकते हो. फाइन. And there have actually not always there have only two ways. There may have more than two ways to write negation. I am showing you. See, it is another example. Jennifer and Teja are friends. Okay, Jennifer and Teja are friends. So we are denoting the proposition by Q. Now, what is the negation? It is negation of Q. Then you write the statement. What is the statement? According to the definition, you can write, it is not the case that Jennifer and Teja are friends. And in a simpler way, you can write what? Jennifer and Teja are not friends. Any doubt?
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
You cannot write Jennifer and Teja are enemy, right? What do you think?
Yes, sir.
मतलब दोस्त नहीं है तो दुश्मन बोल देंगे, ये तो सही नहीं है ना.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another example, you see. Vandana smartphone has at least 32 GB of memory. Okay. Vandana smartphone has at least 32 GB of memory. Now, according to the definition, you can write the negation is, it is not the case that, then write the proposition. It is not the case that Vandana's smartphone has at least 32 GB of memory. Okay. Have there any other way? Yes. Vandana's smartphone does not have at least 32 GB of memory. It is also negation form, right?
Yes.
Are you all getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, there are another way to write the negation. Not only these two ways, I can write in that way also. Vandana's smartphone has less than 32 GB of memory.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे लिखा था कि at least 32 GB of memory. Okay, मतलब यहाँ पे मैंने not use नहीं किया, still it is negation. At least मतलब what? Greater than, equals to, right? X is,
Yes.
मतलब X is greater than equals to 32, ऐसा लिखा था.
Yes.
तो इसका negation क्या होगा? X is less than 32.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can write this thing in sentence that Vandana's smartphone has less than 32 GB of memory. So there are three ways to write the negation. But mistakenly don't write less than equals to. अगर equals to लिखोगे तो वो गलत है, right? Because in the given form equals to is included. मतलब x greater equals to 32. At least 32 means what? Greater equals to. तो इसका negation में equals to नहीं आएगा, right? तो less than equals to ये term नहीं रहेगा, only less than. So you should be a bit careful in writing the negation. Tell me, अगर कुछ डाउट है तो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे. आज और नहीं पढ़ा कुछ. अगर कुछ डाउट है जो भी पढ़ा है ऑन टुडेज कंटेंट, यू कैन आस्क.